Hey guys, Graham here from therecordingrevolution.com. Hope you're having an excellent day. Got a video review for you today on a mic preamp. It is the Pre-73 from Golden Age Project. Golden Age Project is a division of Golden Age Audio. They're a Swedish company, and I honestly had never heard of the brand except for on audio forums on the web. People are talking about this specific preamp, and so I looked into it. At the time I was looking for an external preamp, and I'll talk about that in a second. But what I want to show you is some of the features of this preamp. I'll talk a little bit about how I use it in my sessions, and then I'll give you an audio sample so you can hear a real live example of how this can sound on your tracks. What it is obviously an external mic preamp. If you have a solid audio interface ranging from even $100 up, you're going to get at least one or two great mic pre's. I'm a big fan of built-in mic pre's and audio interfaces. So usually you don't have to look outside of that if you're starting out, if you're doing demos, if you have a small project studio. But if you want a different sound, a different coloration, then an external preamp can be a good option for you potentially. In this case, this is a transformer-based mic pre. It's not a tube-based. It's not a solid state necessarily. It's got the warmth of old school transformer style mic pre. And it's called the Pre-73 because it's a clone, or it's trying to replicate the Neve 1073 mic preamp, famous in those consoles, that has become just one of the mic pre sounds that everyone loves. Those are very, very expensive pre's. These guys are pretty much built similar components, similar circuitry. Some of it's built in the Far East, so it saves a little bit of money there. And it's not all the vintage electronics inside, but it's mimicking that exact same sound. What you're going to have on the front is power button. This has an external power supply. It's not a complete wall wart. It still has a simple little plug, but in the middle it's got the power supply there, which is great. Reduces noise in the box. You're going to have a 1/4 inch in. This is great for instrument ins, basically. You can run your bass direct through this, which I'm doing a lot of lately. As a DI, you can run your electric guitar right in here to sort of warm up the signal, maybe if you're doing reamping or virtual amp. You've got the DI button on and off, as opposed to a line in, so that uses the right impedance for a guitar cable. Phantom power on the front, which you're going to need for your condenser mics. And then a low impedance switch, which is cool. Impedance matching can be one way to get your microphone to sound its best in the preamp. This doesn't have a lot of options, but it does have one other impedance option, which is lower than the standard one. So basically, plug in your mic, record a little bit, listen to it, flip the low Z switch on here, and see if that actually brings out a better character in terms of matching power and impedance with your microphone. You don't have to spend a lot of time there, but it's nice to have that option, and I have used it. You have your main microline gain, and this is stepped, so it's not a smooth transition, and it's very interesting if you're not used to this old school type design where it goes backwards from quietest to loudest, right to left. But you have some different options, and there's some off switches in between, but once you get a handle of it, it's really, really simple. This is your typical gain, and this is how much you're actually driving the transformers in the preamp. So if you crank that up more, you're getting more of the coloration of the transformer, and what I love then is you get a separate output switch, so you can really adjust and fine-tune not only your overall signal, because you have a final output here, but how much of that signal is straight, clean gain, meaning you have less of the actual mic gain and more just overall output, or how much are you really driving the transformers and then outputting there as well. So that's your typical thing, and then you have a phase reverse switch on the front, which is great if you need to flip the phase of something. It's nice to have that on the mic pre. And on the back, we have your line or mic in. So they have it in two separate combo connectors, but it's great for just plugging it in. You don't have to have the same input. In fact, you could have them both plugged in at the same time and just use line or mic on the front. Output, 1/4 inch line output, which is going to be a balanced TRS and also a balanced XLR output as well to go into your mixer or your console or your audio interface. So for example, I'll use this with my audio interface. Mic will go into this. I'll get the gain and the signal I want, and then this will go out into a line input on my audio interface, and all it's giving me is a different sound. It's not necessarily better than the built-in pre's on my interface, it's just different, and that's helpful if I'm building a whole mix and I want some of the different tracks to be color differently going to tape, as it were. So that being said, this guy retailed for maybe $2.99. If you look online, maybe you can get it cheaper. I'm not sure, but $2.99. The sound is what's really interesting. People have been talking about the sound, and it really is a sort of warm, vintagey Transformer sound. It's not like really, really low-priced mic pre's. It has a warmer, definitely a colored sound, so it's going to affect the signal, and it's going to give your signal a specific sound. It's not very transparent, and that's helpful to know that going into it. That is why I picked it up, and the price is very, very phenomenal. You can compare this maybe to the Focusrite ISA, single channel guy. This is a little bit more affordable, but for something in that price range of $2.99 US, you're getting a nice color and character, which is the only real reason I picked it up, because I love the pre's in my audio interface, but this is a great way to get some different character in your setup. What I'm going to do is play you a little bit of a song that I recorded for an artist recently, and it's acoustic guitar and his vocal, and it was tracked live, so it was all one take. Couple of mics on his guitar and a mic on his vocal, and what was tracked through here is his vocal track, and it's a very intimate acoustic singer-songwriter song, and so you're going to hear the sort of warmth of his voice and just all the breath and everything. It's right there, and I really, really like the sound of it, and that was going through the Pre-73 from Golden Age Project. So take a listen to that, and again, this is the Pre-73 from Golden Age Project. It's a killer mic pre. It's built out of like Superman steel. I mean, this thing is a big beast, half rack space. You can get a mounting kit so you can rack it in your rack if you want, or you can just put it tabletop on your desk and you're ready to go. Take a listen. Hope you like it. Again, this is Graham here from therecordingrevolution.com. Have a great day.
And I've been drowning, floating, and starting again.